Hi, welcome to Yoga with Andrea. I hope you take some time for yourself today and practice along with us. It might be in the morning, maybe you've tuned into an early morning show or an evening time show, whatever. Just take some time for yourself. Today's show is going to be all about getting some movement for our hips. Sometimes as we sit a lot at work or we drive in cars and we just don't take care of getting that circulation and movement into our legs and our hips. I have my husband on the show with me today. Thank you, David, for being here. And as you can see, David is dressed in regular street clothes. He wore shorts, his shirt, because, you know, you learn sometimes at a yoga studio or center. You come to the Arkansas Yoga Center and you learn poses. But a lot of people don't feel like they could do it at home. But you do all the time.
Yeah, most of the yoga that I do is not at the studio, but in between work sessions. Set my alarm for 30 minutes, usually a little countdown timer, and then just get up and move around for a couple of minutes and do a few stretches and try to, you know, depending on what's tight, it's almost always up in here that needs work.
Yeah, we'll do
but
a
it
show
all
on that.
Connects.
Mm-hmm. You know, that connects. You know, that's
all
so
connects.
true. You know, I remember maybe some of you have ever been to a chiropractor. That's, in fact, who turned me on to doing yoga years ago. And I'd had a neck issue. And I go in to see him, and I'm thinking he's going to go in there and adjust my neck. He starts adjusting first my low back and my hips. I'm going, wait a minute, it's up here. And it's like, it's all connected. And if you've ever had that experience, it really is. Your spine and your hips, it's all, you know.
All the way down to your feet.
All the way down to your toes,
That's
exactly.
right.
Yeah. So what are some of the hip openers that you sometimes do for your legs?
You know, hip openers, I don't think about opening hips. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's a term that
sounds kind of erotic. I don't know, sorry, but it does. Hip openers. What does that mean in yoga jargon? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a very good
hip openers. What?
Yeah, poses that get more flexibility so you can move your legs easier. You can do range of motion better, because our range of motion usually is forward, just straight ahead, walking.
Oh, I see.
And so, like, you know, here's an example. Let's say you're a bicyclist, okay?
Yeah,
and you don't even think about this, but you're riding your bike. You get off your bike, and you take your leg and you swing it over and you swing it back again. If your hip is tight, you can't lift your leg to get on your bike.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah. So here's an example.
Horses too, right?
Horses too. Or just getting in and out of a car. If your low back is tight or your hips are tight, sometimes it's like, oh, I can't.
So being able to do this and
back and forth. So we're going to do some. So another thing is that in our hips is a muscle that attaches to our back, the iliopsoas. And when that muscle's tight, oh, your backs are tight.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's just come on to our hands and knees. We've got blankets. If you don't have a blanket, grab one. Or if you're on a carpeting, that's great. So we're going to start out on our hands and knees. Yep. So just when you come into your hands and knees, you place your knees right under your hips. And then you place your hands right under your shoulders.
Oops.
Just like that. And I use a blanket to pad my knees. Yeah. And then you sit hands shoulder width apart and knees hip width apart. You'll get it, David. The art of blanket folding. All right, so the first thing we do is we're just going to stretch. We're going to mirror you. So stretch, take your right leg just straight back behind you and put your toes on the mat. That's all you're going to do. It's a simple move is take your foot back and push through the heel of your right foot. So your toes are down and just push through the heel. Yeah. We're just opening up and lengthening through that leg. Good. So part of yoga is about helping you reset your system and invigorate your body and mind, helping you learn to breathe right, to just stretch those joints. Okay, just put your right knee back down on the floor and change legs and push back. Your toes are on the floor and you're pushing through your heel.
What do you do with your head?
Just relax it. You can, you're not trying to look up or down. I guess if you're watching this show, you're looking at me, but now look down at your mat. That's a good point, David.
Oh, if I just relax it, it just falls down like this?
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then bring that knee back to the floor. Let's do the other side one more time. We're going to do both sides twice. Push back through your heel. Good.
Do I tuck my tail or
Just
anything?
neutral. No, just a neutral spine. But you keep your knee your hip right over your knee.
Yeah, I tend to want to go away from...
But it's also straight up and down, so the thigh is perpendicular on your left leg. And then bring the right knee back and do the other one, so that the hip and so this hip stays right over your knee, like that.
Oh, like up here.
Yeah.
Oh,
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
And then bring your knee down. Take your knees a little wider apart than your hips. Bring your big toes together. Now see if you can sit back. Just this little ways. You don't have to go far. Just go to where you're max. You might go, oh, this is it. I can't go any further. But look how far you can go. Just keep trying. Sit back. See if you can stretch. Yep. And then we're not going to stay there. We're going to come back again, up onto our hands and knees. There's a slight, gentle movement in your hips. This is going to start to stretch the legs and the hamstrings. And then we inhale back to center. We'll do this 2 more times. So it's an inhale when you come up and your knees are just open slightly, and you sit back towards your heels. Be respectful of your knees. Sometimes it's okay. That might be your max, or maybe you can go all the way down, or maybe just a little way. So you find your range, and then come back up again. Good. And let's do that one more time.
I'm exhaling on this part, right?
Yeah, exhaling when you sit back. Good. And then come back to center. That's it. And then bring your knees back together. Okay, so here's one. So you bring your knees right together. So do that for me. And then I want you to cross your right leg behind your left, just like that. Do you see how I cross my? Yeah. Now, move your feet away from each other. There we go. And now start to sit back. You're not going to sit all the way down. Again, another stretch for your hips. That's it, just like that. And then come back up. So do that 2 more times. So you know what? Sometimes doing yoga, you step out of your routine. You know, yoga gives you a break. Gives you a chance to rest and restore, reset your system, and back up again. Let's do that one more time. And we're doing a little twist here too, which twists helped massage your internal organs. And then come back to center, right to your knees, and we'll change sides. So just uncross the right leg first, and then take the other leg behind.
You know, this is probably a good preventive stretch, because both of the times I hurt my knee kind of seriously was playing football, and I sat down almost exactly like this. Somebody tackled me in between my legs, and I sat on them.
Ooh.
And then another time was skiing. Going really slow, and I fell down more or less like this, and the knee. You know, the skis came loose, but I think if I'd been doing this stretch, it would have probably...
Oh, yeah. You know, because you're creating space behind that front knee.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go one more time. Good. And sit back. Now, you notice we're not trying to go for a deep stretch. I mean, I could take my feet apart and sit all the way down, but I don't want you to do that, and I don't need to do that.
I'm not going to do that.
No. All right, now release your knees. Good. All right, so here's another one. Now, let's come up onto our knees, because sometimes when you're on your all fours like this, your hands get tired. So come up to kneeling with us. Yep.
Kneeling.
Look at how we were like this with our hands. Do the opposite. So you stretch your kneeling.
I just never realized that kneeling and knees, oh my God, it's so simple.
So simple, yeah. You know, and this is also, you know, to be able to get down on the floor easily with grace and come back up again, like pick up your grandkids. I mean, yoga really helps you.
Get on the floor with grace. You don't usually hear that together. I like that.
Yeah. We help a lot of people get on the floor with
grace wants to get on the floor, right?
Yeah. So I love this saying, you know, if you treat yourself to yoga, especially, I have to say, it's the Arkansas Yoga Center. It's such a beautiful place. I mean, the garden and everything, it's like stepping out of your routine and just going to a retreat.
Nice slogan.
Yeah. So what you're going to do here is now another hip opener. Here they come, another hip opener. I want you to put your weight into your left leg. We're mirroring you. Step your right foot forward.
All right.
Now, watch your here. Scoot your foot ahead of your knee quite a bit, so your shin is at a little bit of an angle. And the reason why you do that is then as you move your knee forward, you start to align your knee right over your ankle. And that's very important to keep this shin perpendicular to the floor. Then you take your hands, you can stack one on top of the other or interlace your fingers. You can always do a little variation here. And then start to lower your hips towards the floor. As you lift your hearts and your chest so you're not coming forward with your upper body. In fact, you're moving away from your thigh. Yeah.
Well, what is it? You say the hip. I mean, are you talking about the joint or the whole area?
The whole area, and a lot about the joint, the hip socket it's a ball and socket like this.
The joint and the surrounding
and muscles
tissue
and
are like
yes.
Nice hips, like that. Okay. Hip.
Pelvis.
Hip of a roof is a different thing altogether.
Totally. And then come back to center. And you've been dealing with roofs with this fire, huh?
We had a wee fire at the rental home.
Yes. That's been a major
Not
deal.
such a wee fire.
So some people come to yoga just to release stress. That is a really important part to do for ourselves, is how do we become less stressed?
I was telling Andrea the other day that
Breathe.
I'm not interested in stress management. I'm interested in stress avoidance. Yeah, I don't want any, only as much as it takes to get through the day successfully.
Yeah. Are you letting your thighs release? Remember to keep the knee right over your ankle. Good. So we're going to return to the other side. We just did this, hold this for a few breaths to really stretch the hips. Then you have to move your hips back to release the weight out of your front foot. And then change. And we're going to do this with motion now, okay? So step your right foot forward, join us.
And grace.
Motion and grace, yeah. Okay. They're fun folks to be with, you know.
Oh,
Have you
yeah.
ever been to motion and met Grace?
Co-motion.
Co-motion. Okay. So what you do is you place your hands on your thigh, either stacked on top of each other or interlace your fingers. Inhale, you're sitting up nice and straight. And exhale, release into your hips. And then inhale, bring them back.
I rode my bike to the
Exhale.
store this morning.
You rode your bike to the store? Good.
Yeah, so this is really helping kind of loosen up those biking
and release
muscles.
back. So this is a nice simple stretch you can do for yourself before you, if you are a bicycle rider or you are a horseback rider, just, you know what, even if you don't do either of those things.
Tricycle.
Tricycle, that would work too. How about one of those recumbent bikes?
They voted out a lot of recumbents this year.
Let's do that one more time.
It's true. It's a backlash going around the nation.
And slowly bring your hips back. Let's change sides. Put that right knee down and step out your left foot. Good. If you've just joined in, if you just tuned in, we're doing some movements to help release tightness in our hips and our upper legs and our low back. So you release forward on the exhale, and then inhale, bring your hips back. Exhale, bring them forward and down. Yeah. And then back again on the inhale. Let's do that 2 more times.
Be
It's
sure
also
you
a little
keep...
bit of balance, you know, because like you have
That's true.
stability,
It's
yeah.
easy to go over from this.
Yeah.
I've done it before. Fall over.
Yeah. And then release.
Did this at the O'Hare Airport once.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I
And
fell
then-
over, and people were just...
Was I with you on that
They
trip?
were laughing. I think you wanted not to be at that moment.
David is a person that does yoga anywhere, everywhere. I mean, I've seen you at when we stop at a restaurant, and you'll just do a triangle pose or something, you know. Especially
Why
after
not?
driving a long ways. Okay, now what you do is your leg is out in front, but this time you're going to straighten it and pull your toes towards you. So you're Now, one thing about this is to be mindful of your knee. Sometimes people think, oh, straighten my knee, I push it towards the floor, I lock it. You want to keep a little bit of give in your knee. There's people say, oh, lock your knees. I think it's better to describe it as pull your kneecap. Use your muscles to pull your kneecap up. And there's still a little bit of softness in the back of the knee, so it's not pushing in.
Oh.
Look at that, see? Can you catch that on film? Look at him pull up his knee. That's what we're talking about. Pull up your kneecap.
Look, it kind of
There.
makes like a face, too.
You're really working your quads.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
The
Keep
Quad
your-
City
yeah.
stretch.
Now pull your toes up. Yeah. Good. Now what I want you to do is see if you can reach your fingertips to the floor. Oh, you'll feel the back of your straight legs, your thighs stretch. Yes?
Oh, wow. Look at that.
It's okay. Is that a bicycle accident?
It was a rental house repair
Okay.
accident.
So your toes are up. Look at your toes. Your foot is flexed upward. Now just slowly point your toes towards the floor. Yeah. Then pull them back up again. It's going to stretch your calf muscles and your Achilles.
Yeah.
Everything's connected. And point your toes. And then flex. You got nice feet, David. And point. You do. Take care of your feet.
They're funny, too.
And good. And listen, now push off. Use your hands. This is a balance. You're going to push up. Good. And then change legs. So we straighten out your left leg. Remember, it's a drawing up of the kneecap. It's engaging the quadricep instead of just locking the knee back, pushing, trying to straighten it that way. Good.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that fun?
Well,
It shows on your thigh.
fun, not exactly the word I would use, but, it's not fun.
Yeah, so your toes are up. And then bring your hands to the floor. balance.
And the head, you can do whatever you want, huh?
Yeah, you can look at us, or you can just look down at your shin, and then point your toes, and then flex.
My neck gets tired of holding the head up.
Just let
the computer. It's nice to just let it
yeah,
hang.
that's so true. Your neck. We're gonna do a show on shoulders and neck.
Plus, I get closer to the microphone.
Okay. Good. And one more time. Now push off from the floor. Come up. Let's do one here where we actually stay on our knees, but step your right foot forward now, and walk your right foot over to the side. So what we do is open up your leg so that you can keep going. I love your arm positions. It's cute. It's like a ballerina. Your heel is in line with your knee, so do that. Yeah, you got it. So you do that too. Check that your heel of your right foot's in line with the knee of your left leg. Very good. All right, so you're pointing your kneecap this way. Yep. Excellent. And now we're just going to slowly bend into your right knee, and then come back to center. And what you do is scoot your foot out a little more so we can keep that shin perpendicular. You're good there. That's fine. And then lean over to your right.
Am I leaning?
You feeling this?
Am I staying straight up, or am I leaning?
Well, you're letting you keep your shoulder over your hip, but you're letting
so
this knee
I stay
bend.
upright and just. Okay.
You may feel this in the inner thigh.
If your pants are tight, you may feel it in other places.
Okay, so do that with me 2 more times, and you just release over, inhale back up, and again. Good. You've got your elbow. I put my hand, but either way, it's good. That's right. Yeah.
I can't see your hand.
No. And let's change legs. Put your right knee down, and then take your left foot out to the side.
Oh, you didn't walk it this time.
Oh, I didn't, did I? Okay, let's walk it.
That's fun. It's like some little animal there.
That was a Brian thing. He said, let's heel toe our foot to the side. All right, so you can place this hand on your hip.
Oh, is
That's
that
a
where
hip
it goes?
right there. Yeah, it's part of your hip.
It's like the top of the hip.
Take a breath in, and then exhale. Slowly bend into your left knee. You'll feel your inner thigh, adductors.
Yes.
And then straighten. You don't have to go very far. It's a little grace in motion. Yeah.
Grace, she's really the star of the
So
show.
the yoga invigorates your body and mind.
Invigorates.
I want all these cameramen to get out here and do some yoga.
It makes you robust and resilient.
It does.
Somebody said, "How are you, Dave?" And I said, "I'm robust and resilient." He said, "Pardon me?"
Keep going.
I said, "I've never answered that before, but."
Okay,
that's what I'm
good.
feeling."
Excellent. So now we're going to get down onto the floor, sitting.
Sitting.
So we're going to come back down. We started sitting. We're going to come back down. I want you to, if you have your blanket, you can open it up. If it's already open, if you've got a carpet, we'll sit down on something other than hard floor. Carpeting, blanket, and bring your legs out in front. So this is one of my favorites. It's called Cradle the Baby, or Bala Dolikasana. Join us here. Your legs are out in front. And you know, a nice thing you can do is if you're sitting down on the floor and maybe your couch is behind you, you can use the couch as support. But then bend your right knee and just bring your right knee in towards your chest. So hold your hands around your shin, pull against your shin, and then let that help you straighten your spine. Good. So we went right into hip openers today. We didn't even do any neck movements or anything like that. We went right into hip openers.
We did some neck movement.
We did?
Inadvertent or corollary.
Okay, good. Now pick up your right foot with your left hand and then cradle your knee. You can hold the knee with your hand like this. Or some of you may have some more flexibility and hold it with your elbow like this. Good. And just rock back and forth. And then side to side. And then forward and back. Come up. And then as you go forward, you exhale. Whoa, not too far back. That is another deep stretch.
Well, I'll say.
Oh, we won't do that today. That's a good ab work too. Okay, so then what we're do is set your foot on your thigh. We'll do a little footwork here and pull your toes towards your face. Just not the whole foot sequence, but just a little bit to open up the ankles, toes. This is nice to do. You know, when we forget about our feet a lot, it's really important to take good care of them. And massaging them yourself is a good thing. Good. And then let's straighten out your right leg and change sides. So you bend your left knee and hug it in towards your chest.
Whoa.
And when you pull against your shin like that, then you can straighten your spine a little more, yeah. And see if you can straighten the spine without lifting the chin. Sometimes the chin thinks, okay, if I lift my chin, my back is straight. You can do it without the chin, good. All right, now let's pick up that left foot and hold it with your right hand. Hold your left knee with your left knee with your left hand or your elbow, and side to side. Yeah. So, well, I want to give a shout out to all of you that have sent emails to us and thanking us for the show. You know, that's really in behalf, we have the show because of Jones Television. It's an extraordinary place here to be filmed, but an extraordinary television station that you get to watch all kinds of shows. And I was recently told that Yoga with Andrea is the #2 watched show on Jones Television. Thank you. And you guess what #1 is?
I know the answer, so I disqualify myself.
Do you?
Or there's a legal term for that. I recuse myself or something.
Recuse?
I think so. Sort of.
All right, set your foot there on the top of your thigh and pull your toes. Should we tell them, or you think that they should guess?
Judge Mary Ann would know the right word.
Okay, you gave them
Hint. No, you'll just have to tune into Jones TV.
That's it. You tune
Find out
in.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They all know.
They all know. But Jones
they
Television,
know.
yeah,
They
tune
know.
in. And your emails, I love getting them. I pass them on to
She does. She does.
the executive director, Tim Crane, and he passes them on to the whole crew. So, a shout out to all of you for sending me.
crew.
Keep sending them and send those emails, because then it makes, we're here for you. So.
Yeah, these folks here, they do
Amazing.
a knock-up job.
Yeah, okay, now straighten out your...
A great job.
Straighten out your left leg. Okay, good. Now what you're going to do is bend that right knee again. And you remember we had you hug it in and bring your foot to the inside of your thigh. And now lower your knee down. Yeah. Bend that left leg, your left knee. Right knee's down. Lift up your arms. And now reach for your toes. Don't have much more time left. We only have about 5 minutes, so we have to...
Oh, it's plenty of time. It's
plenty of stretch
The best
here.
time of the whole show.
Good. Are you holding your foot tightly?
Sort of.
Can you straighten your leg? Yes, you can. Look at that. Nice.
I do yoga.
You do
Heck
yoga. Yes. All right, so now let your hands come to either side of your left leg and just push yourself up away from your leg. Lift up your right knee. Straighten it out. Let's bend that left knee. And lower the knee to the floor. Good. Bend your right knee.
Sound effects option.
They are, yeah. And then reach for your toes. These are all great stretches for your hips. So just film this show, copy this show, and use it to warm up before you get on that bike ride or take a walk, or just want to stretch out your legs and your hips. You do this regularly, you'll probably also decrease low back pain.
Well, that's a big motivator for me. Is to
straighten
be
your leg?
free from pain, and
straighten your
also free to do more things.
Yes, free to live better.
Ride my bike,
Feel more
throw
vital.
the frisbee, do things without
And
hurting
then come
myself.
back up. I think we have to end.
Chase my wife around the kitchen.
All right, let's come to a cross. Can you cross-legged? Can you do a cross-legged like this? Yeah, you can. You do yoga. Okay, for some of you,
I can put my leg up there. I can look like I'm really enlightened or something.
most people think that's all yoga is this.
Is not?
It's not.
Oh.
We just did a whole bunch.
Oh,
All right.
that was yoga.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was hip openers.
Yeah. Hip openers are part of yoga.
Hip,
Yeah.
man.
Hip. All right. So let's bring ourselves back to this comfortable seated position. If it's not comfortable for you, sit on your couch right now, because we're going to just close with focusing on our breath. Do a few little shoulder rolls to get you ready for the next show that's going to be coming up. So as you close your eyes, I want you to inhale, lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, release down. So if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, you don't have to, but sometimes when you close your eyes, it helps you become more aware of your body. Shoulders up on the inhale, exhale, shoulders down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale your shoulders up, and release down. Good, let's do a little twist here. So twist to your right. Take your left hand to the outside of your right thigh and just turn. This also works your hips. You can twist over to your right. Hold it for a few breaths, just a nice release. Good, and then return yourself to center. And let's twist over to your left, taking your right hand to your left thigh, lengthening up through your spine. Yeah. Hand on the floor. There, you got it. And then back to center. Good. All right. So thank you for joining us. I hope that it's brought a little more improvement to your body, and you feel like you've moved yourself, and you get some stiffness out of your low back and hips and legs. How about
Get
you?
the yayas out.
The yayas out. Yes. So it's time for us to just bring it to a close. From, as I say at the Arkansas Yoga Center, there's a word in Sanskrit that's namaste, and it means pretty much we honor the oneness in all of us, the joy, the peace.
Or now must stay.
Now must stay. So from my heart to yours, will you put your hands together too? We say, David and I, thank you for joining us. Tune in again. Namaste.
Hasta la vista.
VariYoga with Andrea is underwritten by the Arkansas Yoga Center. This eco-friendly facility will delight your senses and relax your body and mind. We offer classes in yoga, tai chi, meditation, and yoga teacher training. Our qualified instructors ensure that everyone is safe and comfortable at all class levels. Centrally located in Fayetteville next to Woodland Junior High. Visit us at the Arkansas Yoga Center to renew, refresh, and savor the stillness.